Live. We are live.
Are you telling us you trying to say nobody loves us, Dave?
No, there's nobody in there.
Damn it.
Nobody wants to hang out with us today.
Dang it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, three of us can have fun. I wonder where Pat is.
Let me see. Let me put the chat in, the link in there.
Oh.
Y'all don't mind the top of my head.
I think those seasoned fries. I think Crystal's right. Those seasoned fries are little treacherous, especially with an open sore and like an open wound in my mouth.
Oh yeah.
Well, they tore up her throat while she was eating them, so she gave me the rest of them, and I'm like, yeah, nom 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 nom. And now I'm paying for it because I got spices in my freaking gaping wounds.
Okay. Yeah, nothing going on here.
It's definitely the same as getting one's tonsils removed.
What, getting cut up with chips or getting your teeth taken out?
I hated that process. Actually,
what I just had done the other day is the equivalent of getting your wisdom teeth removed, not your tonsils, your wisdom teeth. Because
I don't mean to brag, but I changed dentists one time because I had a dentist that kept saying you need to have your wisdom teeth taken out, and I wouldn't let him take them out. I said the only way you're going to take my wisdom teeth out is if you knock me out, put me completely in. I still have them. I just saw I'm due for an exam, but I saw the dentist last year. He said they were fine, and I've had them in there for 55 years, and they're still fine. And here this dentist he gave me the roughest time, so I had to change dentists just to get him off of my shop.
Sometimes you gotta.
The other dentist said as long as they're not, and the new dentist said as long as they don't hurt and they're not bothering you, you don't need to have them taken out.
That's right, buddy. You better believe it.
I would have told you first.
These dentists are used car salespeople, so you gotta watch out for it.
Yeah.
I would have told you first. It's my teeth. I'll tell you what I want done with them and what I don't want done with them. He's just looking for more money. He's looking for you to make that next Porsche payment for him.
Well, I talked to the assistant or whatever in the office at my dentist office. I hadn't been to a dentist in like 15 years, and last year I chipped a little part of my tooth off, so I had to go get it fixed. And his wife happens to be real active in my church, and she said the office manager said, we talked about dental insurances, and she said, as long as your teeth are healthy, you don't need dental insurance because. I said, well, are dentists like used car salespeople? And she said, yeah, they are. She said I told her which one. It's a long story. I don't mean to digress, but they're not in my insurance network. I went ahead and dropped the insurance. The other dentist that would have been in my network is one of those. Two of them that came up were the used car sales type. They'll tell you need to have stuff done you don't need to have done. And they charge a whole lot of money for it.
Oh, yeah.
They suggested that if I'm having problems eating or anything like that I might want to get an implant because I'm missing 4 teeth on the top now.
Yeah, you might. Now, see, that would be legitimate, but you're making that decision. You're advocating for yourself. Somebody's not telling you that you need to have that done.
Well, hold on. Here's the other part. You said that I might want to consider getting implant or a partial. And I'm like, a partial. Yeah.
Partial.
Well, a partial's like
dentures.
Where it goes to the And then they're on the top.
No, Cat. Their partial is like teeth, they're like stars. They come out every night.
Yeah, and you dip them. They used to have this stuff that bubbled, cleaner.
Efferdent
or whatever.
Yep.
And then you got to use this stuff that'll make them stick because they won't stick. You have to get some kind of glue.
Hey, Shandog, the link's in there if you want to jump up.
It was like True Bond or something.
Well, I remember seeing the commercials for it when I was a kid, but
Yeah, I did
they
too.
made stuff that you could
It's like
glue it up there with.
Dentsu Bond or True Bond or some damn thing.
There's another one. Another brand.
There was a joke going around back in the day that sat there and they said, "What's the difference between a new whore and an old whore?" And I said, "Okay, I get what's the difference." And they said, "A new whore uses KY jelly, an old whore uses Polygrip."
Polygrip, that's the one.
Polygrip,
that's the one.
And my grandmother had false teeth. Her top teeth were false, but her bottom teeth were her original teeth, and she had them when she was in her 80s.
Mm-hmm.
She got in a car accident when she was 19. I think she was the driver, and they had to take all her teeth out and put false teeth in. She never drove a car since then. She never drove, except for when she first learned how, and she didn't want to drive anymore after that accident. I don't blame her.
Well, if you eat a steering wheel, it kind of changes things.
I have no idea what. I don't remember hearing the whole story on what happened, but
Hey, Shandog, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
But I think she broke her neck and she couldn't turn her head. So she always said she couldn't turn her head to see from side to side.
Yeah, I can't turn my head either.
But I think she was scared to drive too. I think she could if she wanted to, but she was scared to do it.
Okay.
So everybody had to drive her around.
I still have a massive headache, Mike. I still got a pretty ripping headache. Not all the time, but sometimes it's like, oh my God. And then my gums are just raw still. 3 days later.
Still, 3 days later. Mm.
I'm doing my rinses and everything, but just raw. Nah.
That's taken a long time to heal up. That's
No.
It's only been this week, David. He did it Wednesday.
Yeah, it's only 3 days, bud.
Yeah. Never had it done.
Johnny, the link's in the chat if you want to pop up.
Yep, Johnny. Yorkshire.
I think if it went on for more than a week, I'd call them. Tell them. They probably called you anyway for a follow-up, did they? I mean, they called
not bleeding or nothing, David.
Did the dentist call you anyway to ask you if you're okay?
They will. Like, either later today or tomorrow, they'll call me and be like, how you feeling? I'll be like, just messing with them. Because the guy, one of the clinicians was a freaking clown. You know, he was cool. He's cool.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but tell him that you're feeling fine. You're high on this pain med. Where can I get more?
No, they gave me no meds, David.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No meds. Zero. Not even antibiotics. Nothing.
Oh, come on. You're making that up.
No, nothing.
What'd they tell you to take for it? Ibuprofen?
I had no infections.
But yet they didn't give you pain.
No.
They send you your wisdom teeth taken out, and they didn't give you a prescription for something.
Tell me you've shrunk.
Well, hello there.
Well, we can do this one, Johnny. Hold on.
Believe it or not, I didn't even swell up as much as I thought I was gonna. I didn't even have to ice down or nothing.
The swelling's what makes it so bad.
Oh, it was getting all technical.
No, some people don't like
it.
Hazy.
I did swell up a bit, but not like I thought.
You're looking a bit dead.
We're going to do a poll. How many on this panel still have their wisdom teeth?
I don't. Well, I see the difference between you, David, and get your wisdom teeth pulled, and me get my wisdom teeth pulled. I was in the Air Force.
Yeah, I know somebody was in the Navy. They sat there
and they
out when I was a kid, because mine
before you go overseas, he says you're getting your teeth pulled. So they pulled all my wisdom teeth before I went.
Yeah, a friend of mine was in the Navy. He had to get them pulled. His wife had to get them pulled.
Some people are so stupid they gotta have wisdom teeth put in.
And you know what? They were coming to England. They were being transferred to the UK, and they said they wouldn't have adequate facilities to pull wisdom teeth in the UK, and they're crazy. They can pull wisdom teeth over there.
Well, I only have 2 wisdom teeth now
Listen
on
to
the bottom.
Listen to this. You might not believe me, but it's the truth. I had my wisdom tooth out because it was in my sinus,
Yeah, it happens.
and I had a big infection.
It happens.
It drove through my nose up there and just fucking yanked it all out. But it was actually in my sinus with a big like cyst around it.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, you gotta.
I had pus. Listen to this. I had pus dripping from in between my gums, from in between my gum and my tooth. The pus, and I was spitting it out.
Did you have an abscess? Is that what it was?
No, there was a cyst around
Oh,
my
that's
wisdom
horrible.
tooth
That's
in
terrible.
my sinus. In my sinus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gemma,
Hello.
you get your
No,
package
Gemma.
yet?
Hey, Hazy,
Nope.
I like the little riff you put on yesterday on the tube with the new guitar. It sounded awesome.
That
Yeah,
sounds good.
that was just after I set it up because I've set it up like a professional. All the frets are level, the action's low. It's fucking perfect. I couldn't have done a better job. Seriously,
Bit of Pink Floyd. Whee!
it's the best guitar I've ever played in my life. It's unbelievable. It's like playing £1,000 guitar.
There
It
you go.
probably is worth £1,000.
It's unbelievable.
It's one of a kind.
Yeah, it turned out really well.
Nice guitar.
You'll probably get somebody wanting to buy
Yeah,
it.
when you started playing it, I'm thinking, I know that. Hang on, Pink Floyd. Woo.
Yeah, it was Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb.
Yeah,
It's good to see you, Gemma.
Yeah.
I like
You
the
too.
Division Bell album. That's pretty good.
I'm not sure
Hey,
what
Gemma, you ever get cat spots?
No.
Don't think so.
Listen, I only jumped on quick for a quick beer. I won't be able to stay long, but I'll stay for a half hour or something. But I'm not sure what beer to have. That's no good. Sent me a load of these beers. These the Monk and everything. They're like the hip beers, you know. I got one here, Nitro, Chocolate Libre. It's got fucking chocolate in it, I think.
Are those
9.5%.
pint? Are those pint beers?
That's near enough a pint, I think.
I've seen
Or
that.
400 ml. No, it's just under a pint. Look at this
I
one.
think we can buy that here, that nitro.
Look at this one. Triple hazy. It's the strongest.
Are you kidding me? It's not
They should
Some
actually
of those will triple
All
your weight.
right, now,
Brentwood.
you got to
It's
do it.
9.5%. They should sponsor me. Drink a triple hazy. Who knows what could happen?
You can sponsor that.
Where's that brewed?
Give me
Hazy?
money to advertise that.
Look on the side of the can. Where's it brewed?
It's Brewdog. It's British beer. It's Brewdog.
Oh, okay.
Who brewed the what was the other one you showed us?
I've got a special beer. Is it?
What? Oh, San Miguel. Nice.
I brought Johnny Five.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
San Miguel. Hey, Johnny. San Miguel is better in the Philippines. The stuff they export is okay.
Oh, I heard about your Philippine chat this week.
No, we made deals with the 141 Loadmaster at Park Lee. We used to have a C-141 come in every afternoon at 4:00, and they would come straight from Clark Air Force Base.
I'm going
And
to
we
go for
made
this
a
one.
deal with the Loadmaster to bring in San Miguel beer for us.
It's a nice beer, actually.
I bet you don't have this beer. I'm not bragging, but this is beer.
What's that, David?
What is it? Duck and Rabbit?
That's North Carolina beer.
The Duck Rabbit. Does it taste like that?
Actually, it's decent. I mean, somebody recommended it to me. It was at the store. They said, you ought to try this beer.
I do try beers, different beers, and when I see
Oh,
them.
there you go.
Oh, look at
It's
that.
a microbrew. It's hops, kind of hoppy, but not real bitter.
It smells very citrusy.
Yeah, it looks like
Grapefruit I can get.
It looks very citrusy.
Delicious.
Cool.
That's what's important. You like it.
Yep.
I like those citrusy beers. Have you heard of this one?
Is it an IPA?
It's a hazy pale ale. I shit you not.
It's
You
probably
can't
not
do
IPA. It's probably major.
Oh,
It's
wait.
a hazy pale ale.
Tupla.
Fucking cheers, Hazy. Oh, thank you very much. You're welcome.
That looks
Anytime.
good. That hazy beer looks good.
You know why they call them hazy, right? Because you can't see through the damn thing.
That's what my piss looks like in the morning.
I'm sure it does.
Is it a wheat beer?
Nice and chunky. Nice and
Oh,
chunky.
yeah.
bud.
I don't think chunky and piss should really be in the same conversation.
Why is my urine chunky?
Anyway,
Well, you're
Thank you.
drinking hazy days, haven't you?
Because you drink hazy beer. That's why.
I went to a bachelor party once, and it was all by IBEW, Electricians International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. It was one of their parties because Richard's an IBEW electrician. And the one guy was throwing a party, and we were at a bar. He rented the bar for the night, telling everybody, eat something, eat something. I want everybody to eat something. I don't want nobody to sit there and just drink all night. And one guy looked at him and said, hell no, I ain't eating nothing. He goes, why? He says, it puts chunks in my puke.
Oh my!
What did he say?
He's already had it planned. That's
What did he say?
He said
puke.
he doesn't want to eat anything because it puts chunks in his puke.
Oh, it is
Oh.
puke.
So he was
Oh.
planning on throwing.
Oh,
I've
dear.
actually heard other people say that.
You have?
Yes.
Oh.
They don't like
You
chunky
mind if I
puke, so they don't
switch
freaking eat
So
before
they
they
know
drink.
they're going to puke, so they don't eat anything.
Yeah.
And that makes it worse.
That's it. They're the people that need the wisdom teeth put in.
Absolutely, Hazy.
You know?
They probably need to have a brain put in too.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Well, what did I tell somebody yesterday? I sat there and I said, too bad you don't have a brain to go with that smart mouth you got.
Yeah.
Somebody funny.
There you go.
Yeah. No.
There, I rim shot at that one for you.
Well, it took him a minute to figure that one out. He sat there, wait a minute. I said, okay.
Really? Okay,
Yeah, he paused for a minute and looked at me and
This camera.
gave me one of these, you know, what? Oh, okay.
I've decided I'm going to grow a beard, proper one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, you're starting to look like Jonathan Frakes from like
Shandog, hey,
1992.
thanks.
Yeah.
From who?
You're starting to look like Jonathan Frakes from 1992.
I don't know who that is.
The guy who played Will Riker on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh yeah, well, he looks 14 with a beard.
Hazy's growing a beard back, so I can send him $100 to cut it off.
Well, my barber,
You wouldn't believe how
Good idea.
I was
Listen,
posted when I
I
said
remember you had that raffle where people were
Rich
paying you to
hold
shave it
yourself.
off.
You come up with all the good ideas.
Hazy Days $100 to cut his beard off.
Listen, but before you pay me $100 to cut it off, Steve Punk's gonna pay me $100 to dye it pink.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that.
you dyed it pink and then you cut it off.
well,
We were
my
getting
barber,
ready.
my barber
I don't
retired,
regret. I
so
don't
I'm
regret a
I'm
penny.
not getting a haircut until I find another one.
I don't regret a penny of
That
that.
time he bought all hair dyes,
Don't
you had about 20 quid on that.
It is.
Now,
I
speaking
don't
of
regret
$100,
a penny of that.
speaking
Listen,
of doing stuff to your hair for $100, who's always wondered what Gemma would look like as a blonde?
I thought you were gonna say fucking bald then for a second.
We could all do a PayPal. And
She should shave it off.
get
Gemma,
her
shave it off.
entire hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's a
No,
bit
no. Don't
Made
shave
an
your head.
Indian lad shave.
Not the hair on your head.
That's
Is
all
it?
$100.
Is it? Remember that Indian guy?
Pat will be here shortly. He's being a dog pimp right
Gemma,
now.
don't tell me
Yes.
it's too late. You've already done it.
Yeah, Gemma got it. You're not going to do it again.
If you bejazzled.
She does not bejazzle.
Tom, man. Tom done a bejazzle.
I'm not even going there. That's just no. That's just no.
You want $100, don't you? We'll get the other $100 if you dye your hair.
No, I can get $100 elsewhere.
Listen, we're having a whip around. You got a video with them.
Oh, well, tell me where I can get $100 easily.
I can get $100 just by being myself. I don't need to be paid to do stupid
So they
shit.
pay you just to be yourself. That's wonderful. I wish I was like
Paid to do stupid shit.
I'm stupid enough to get $100 myself. I don't need to do stupid shit to get $100. I'm stupid enough.
okay. I need to have you teach me how to do that.
No, but Jennifer, if we got 200 together, maybe she'd do it.
I would go blonde for Justin. I would go back blonde for Justin just to prove a point.
Ooh, for Justin. Ooh.
Shut your face, John. I have been blonde once a very long time ago, and it didn't work out too well. But I'll do it again just to prove a point. Let's just say my hair went bright orange.
Oh,
You were one of those. Okay,
You
don't
do
do
it
it.
right.
We don't want you to have orange hair.
Like my hair went bright orange, as in like
One of those
a
unnatural things.
Satsuma orange.
You
It was
have-
horrible.
No, the reason that your hair went orange is because that's only the first step. Your hair is dark enough where you probably have to freaking, like shock it with bleach twice.
Yeah, I have to put bleach on there every time I colour it. Yeah.
Oh, that's why it turned orange.
Yeah.
It would cost you $100.
My hair is so dark and heavy. I have to bleach it. It's too dark.
Well, you could do the cheap way, wait for the summer, and then just go outside with some freaking peroxide. And just keep spraying peroxide in your hair and like lay out on a freaking chair, like on a
I
lawn
wake up
chair.
looking like one of them prickly
Exactly.
bitches.
Then saying that, Justin, I did have blonde in my hair when I first met you on YouTube. I was
I know.
blonde when I first met you on YouTube.
You had what in your hair?
Justin wants me to dye my hair blonde. He wants me to.
Hello?
It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it?
No, actually, I prefer redheads personally, but you can dye your hair any color you want. I was just taking a piss, whatever.
Yeah.
I
I
met
can
this-
go
I met
blonde,
this
red,
redhead.
whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Well, if you've done it before and you know it doesn't work, we don't want
Listen,
you.
I met this redhead once in a pub.
You don't
have a
want
couple of
orange hair.
She had no hair, just a redhead.
As soon as I get to the hairdressers in April this week, hopefully I will be going back red. I don't want to be. I'm going too grey very quickly. It's not funny.
No, that's not
How many
bad.
shades
realize-
of grey do you think you'll go? 50?
Probably bad because my parents are going grey very quickly, so probably very bad.
No, how many shades of grey will you go?
I have no idea, but judging by my parents, they're dark. Well, my mum's going dark grey. My mum's husband's dark grey. So judging by them, yeah, I'm probably gonna go pretty dark when I do eventually go grey.
Yeah.
And I'm 50
That's
shades.
great. Is that not black?
Yeah, my hair's black right
Just
now. Yeah.
that's Disney's actual skull size.
Your hair isn't black, Jim. It's like a regular brown color, but your hair
Did you say the hair on it first?
probably a little. Is your hair really thick? Like the individual strands? Is it really thick?
Yeah.
Yeah. See that's why you freaking.
Fuck,
hard
is
to do
that
anything
one
with it.
there? That's thick as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah. Fergus
That's like fucking rope. That's like rope.
My hair
Right,
is so
Kendall.
thick, it's ridiculous. Like I washed it this morning and it's still wet, and we're now 9:25 in the evening. It's still wet. It's ridiculous.
because you don't have a hair dryer.
You need
I
a
do, but I refuse to use it because it makes my hair feel like it's crispy.
Oh.
So I don't
Oh.
use
She
it.
doesn't want to be
Oh,
a
you
free
get
call.
a hair dryer and straighteners.
And Gemma's hair
to
dryer
straighten my hair,
sure
to
makes a
straighten my hair, it takes about
call.
2.5 hours to straighten my
Right.
hair.
You better get a shift on then.
You know what? When I got married, my wife was in a panic, and she said, "I'm afraid nobody's going to give me it." Wait a minute. It was right before we got married, and she was all upset, and she said, "I'm afraid I'm not going to get an iron or a hair dryer." And I said, "I'll buy you, if you don't get an iron or a hair dryer, I'll buy you an iron and a hair dryer." Well, I went to a Walgreens. Gemma, that's a Boots. I
Yeah.
went to a Boots and bought a hair dryer for $10 and an iron for $10 and bought it and said, "Honey, this is your." I bought her other stuff for.
This is your wedding
I
present.
bought her a car, okay? But anyhow, I said, "Here's your iron and here's your hair dryer. You're going to be fine."
Well done. Well done, David.
You wrote everything.
And I still have it. It's still in there. It's packed in a box somewhere, but I still have it.
She hit me with the iron.
That's a lovely story.
I
Yeah,
still have the hair dryer and the iron.
Smoothie.
nice. Listen, you sound like you was a brilliant husband, David.
I tried to be.
I imagine you was. I imagine you was the best.
I tried to be the best.
And listen, that's all we can do.
My wife didn't think so all the time.
They never do, do
Oh,
they?
we never
They
do.
never fucking do.
She didn't
You
appreciate it.
never do unless you're agreeing with
I
her.
gave her everything she wanted within my ability. I gave her everything she had wanted for nothing.
Yeah.
Oh.
That time shot for 9 inches. You're like, listen, sorry, I can't do that.
Pat was there for a minute.
Well, there are prosthetics out there, you know.
True. What
Just
Johnny
saying.
got?
See, I've got a big elbow. I've got a
Listen,
big elbow.
really, listen, Johnny's full name is Johnny 5-inch.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Johnny, I thought everyone knew.
No, Keena. 2 seconds.
Johnny's gonna have to pop in the loo over that one.
No, Keena's over there. She's bugging him about something.
Probably private chat or something. Well, on that note,
She's adding to the list.
Listen, I'm going to start charging people to come on their live shows, Tom. Because I'm going to start charging people to appear on their live shows. I think I'm going to start $50. The starting rate, $50 for every 45 minutes, I suppose. You know, that sound good? That sounds like a good idea.
Is that in euros or squids?
That's in
I'm saying bye.
I'm
I'm
in
saying bye.
squids.
It's in
I'm
squids,
saying
isn't it?
bye.
Oh shit! I mean, you don't want to get rid of the entertainment, Tom, do you? Everyone just go home. I'm only joking.
Uh-huh.
Johnny's back.
Kids.
Personally, I think Hazy would be worth paying to have on a panel. He's very entertaining. He's musically talented, so
Thank you. Yes,
I think people should pay him.
fucking right. And I was only joking, but Gemma thinks it's a real thing.
No, I'm just saying if you did, I wouldn't mind paying you to appear on my panel. I'd be more than happy to do it. But it's down to personal perception.
Listen, Gemma, never pay anybody to come on your panel. If you want, I mean, you got. I can say some terrible things, but I'm not gonna. You can pay them to come other places.
Oh.
Listen, I gotta stop it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong. I do apologize.
Well, wait. The things that you pay for in this country, think about it. Or
I'm sorry. It's the beer talk.
Bruce Bigelow, male gigolo.
no, it's the
Yeah.
tequila. It's the tequila.
No, people actually do, like real celebrities do charge people to go on their live shows.
Well, they have where you can join. They have make it like a club.
Well, what is it? Do they call it a membership now or something? Membership now? Tony? You got membership dues and all this shit.
You gotta get a membership and get in on their chat and everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna go that far. I never will.
I never. My channel's a hobby. It's not a business.
Yeah.
I don't have a real big channel anyway.
Yeah, well, this is just to kick around and have fun with. I mean,
Justin,
Nah,
how are you?
never
I'm
made
okay.
to make money.
I
My
just
teeth
like
are
to
still,
show
my
off.
gums are still shredded, but I'm fine.
Yeah, that doesn't convince me.
Johnny Five. We lost you.
Justin, that's not convincing.
Planet Earth to Johnny Five.
What are you talking about?
He's in the
You're not convincing me that you're okay.
He dropped the
That's what-
phone in the toilet. That's
I'm
what-
okay, Gemma. I had 3 teeth out a little while ago.
Yes, I know you did. And I felt, I even said
That's
you
the only thing
I
that's
felt
wrong with
sorry
me
for
right
you.
now.
I know, I
58
feel sorry
katanas
for
in the
you.
house.
Hey, what's up, Katana? How you doing?
Hey, Katana.
Damn.
Hey,
Just
Shadow.
make sure-
I saw you on
let
there.
me put in
Files the other day. We were doing
For
that
a
car
second.
show.
3 teeth is a terrible thing to have taken off. But there are people today that had 3 fingers taken off.
Like, okay. There's a joke in there somewhere. Huh?
I'm sure there is.
A lot of people have fingers
Does
taken
that
off.
go along with like the 3 fingers of whiskey?
It's not under their control.
I pulled my own
You
tooth out.
lose one finger or half of a
Yeah,
finger.
3 fingers.
Almost.
3 fingers, 3. Yeah, okay.
What'd you want?
You know he's in there lurking around. You know Dizzy's watching.
I pulled my own tooth out just before Christmas with a pair of pliers.
Mm,
My dad did that
that's nasty.
with a pair of pliers.
I had to do it.
There's a hand.
So I think in the UK, you just can't get a fucking
See
dentist.
which ones you get.
I don't want the biscuit one.
Huh?
That one didn't come out too good.
That's okay, but fine.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
Hey,
Crystal,
Crystal.
I want this one.
Hello, Crystal.
Hi.
Katana says I'm doing better right now.
What's that?
Now since the snow is melting, started the Honda today and it fired right up. Cool.
Okay.
oh, cool. Great.
I'm gonna paint these.
I spent half my afternoon at my nephew's birthday. He turned 8 today.
Oh, yeah?
So I spent half the afternoon at my sister's house.
I thought he just turned 7.
That was last year. He was 8
Yeah.
today.
That was last year. What a fucking comeback.
That kid has more birthdays than I do, I'll tell you that.
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
He definitely ain't a leap year, baby, I'll tell you.
Every birthday was a leap birthday.
It's 3 right
It was,
year
it
for leap year
was
for me.
me, my sister, my mum, her husband, and my sister's next door neighbour who came round to celebrate. There's only 5 of us who celebrated it. So that was nice.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, and then apart from when he decided to think he was a wrestler and decided to jump on my back and kick me. Yeah.
That sounds like
Happens.
something an 8-year-old would do.
So then I got my hand and slapped him right across the arse.
Yep.
There
Let
you
me
go.
do that again.
He deserved that, huh?
Yep.
What did you do, Gemma?
He jumped on my back and then kicked me right in the middle of my back, so I slapped him.
He's still young enough that you can bust his butt.
Oh, yeah. That Honda will fire right up in the middle of winter,
He
too, bud.
deserved it.
He goes, "This won't hurt, Auntie Gemma." I'm like, "Yeah, right, okay." So I'm sitting on my sister's settee like this. He comes up to me. I see his feet come towards my back, and then it was like, bam. I was like, "Oh, what the fuck was that?" And he goes, "Oh, that didn't hurt you." I'm like, right in the middle of my back. When he knows I have a bad back right now, I'm like, "You little," and
Get him.
yeah, so I smacked him right across the top of his backside. We won't be doing that again.
What are you eating, Casey?
What's he
That
eating?
was pretty close up.
Ketchup? Or hot
That's hot
sauce?
sauce, I think.
Cheers.
Hot sauce.
Pie
Cheers.
dressing.
They sell this stuff in cans.
Flat tire.
This is
Okay.
This is
becoming my
Sriracha.
favorite. Fat
I
tire.
swear you'll be picking up at names, David.
Hey, Breezy, how are you?
Breezy's Bike Shop's in. Hey, Breezy.
Would you say flat tire?
It's
Flat
fat tire. I thought it was the first time I had it. I was at a
Fat
restaurant
tire.
and I asked her what beer they had. She said fat tire, and I thought she said flat tire.
Yeah.
I said, "I'll
Fat,
try that." You know, give me one of those flat tires.
Say, no, that's not the reason I'm here. I want a drink.
No, it's Fat Tire.
I thought it was some microbrew or something. It's a national brand.
There's no L in it.
It's distributed by Coors. Coors is its
Curves.
parent company or whatever. There's a whole story behind this beer. Go on their website and read up on it.
Well, let's see. Actually, Miller Brewing Company and Adolf Coors joined forces. So,
Yeah. The Coors
Oh,
Group.
they got a huge Miller plant here. They make about half of the beer that they sell here. They make anything but Anheuser-Busch brands. They make
Called
that
Coors Group.
Milwaukee stuff I drink.
Milwaukee's Beast.
oh, Milwaukee.
Beast, that's-
Milwaukee.
Used to be an old Stroh's plant, and Miller bought out Stroh's.
Yeah.
And a lot of these off the wall brands, Miller makes them. One company makes all of them. Anheuser-Busch probably makes about half of them, and Miller makes the other half.
Coors Group.
But I'll tell you what, the best beer I ever had is when we did the tour up at Coors, up at the Coors plant in Colorado, and they poured you off a little glass about this big, and it was good. It was good beer.
This big means this big.
Hey,
No,
Breezy.
Beer.
Good to see you, Breezy.
It's going to squeeze Tom's head.
Hello, Breezy.
No, Coors is their own brand. They're not Miller, unless they've joined forces now.
no, Coors and Miller have joined forces, is what I'm telling you.
It's called the Coors Group.
Are they called Miller because they're from Milwaukee?
It's called the Coors Group.
Yeah.
All of them are from Wisconsin. All these breweries say they're.
It's called the group from Ireland. Three
Well,
sisters
actually,
and brothers.
Anheuser-Busch is St. Louis. Their big plant, St. Louis.
That's right. Miller's is
Miller's is up in Milwaukee.
We're gonna do
Coors,
it.
Coors is in Golden, Colorado. I know, been there. And Busch is down in Tampa, Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Keena's little watch.
I thought Bush
Hi,
was in
Gemma.
Virginia.
White Road.
I thought it was Williamsburg, Virginia. They have a big
please.
plant.
Yellow, oh, okay. Pat's being a dog pimp. He's got one of his teacup chihuahuas out getting laid right now. So I call him a dog pimp.
Pardon me,
Right.
I'm gonna step away. I was expecting.
I've got a shih tzu dog.
Johnny, these things will fit in the palm of your hand, man.
Oh,
When you
I apologize, fellas. Hold on.
I've got size, but he has a really fit coat, though. So
Hold on. I've got to apologize to you. It's no longer the Coors Group. It's actually now called Molson Coors.
So Molson brought into it.
Molson and Coors cross-mogenation, baby.
Yeah.
You know what beer I missed? They made one. They made
Well,
one.
I heard that a South African brewer was the one that purchased Miller Brewing.
Yeah, Molson Coors owns Miller since 2016. Fully.
Oh, so it's the other way around. Coors owns Miller. Okay.
So Coors owns Miller. All right.
Molson Coors owns Miller, yes.
Miller. Yeah, Molson Coors. I'm sorry, Molson.
Well, when you go into the store here to buy beer, they have their local brands of stuff, but all the Anheuser-Busch stuff's all together. They make about 4 different brands. They make one called Edge, make one called Ice House, and all that.
Ice House is from the Plank Road Brewery.
And they make the Beast. They make so now it's Coors. So Coors and Miller and the Beast are all together.
Oh. No, the only Anheuser-Busch I used to drink, but until their continued support of the NFL, and I sat there and said nope. And so
I always drink the Miller brands because they make it right here in my hometown. Busch is made in Virginia. At least the nearest large plant is in Virginia.
now the only reason why I thought Busch there was a brewing plant down in Tampa, Florida, David, was because when I was stationed down there, we used to go to Busch Gardens. Oh, Hazy would have a field day on that one. We used to go to Busch Gardens.
Yeah, Hazy would love Busch Gardens. They also got Busch Gardens up in Virginia. Hazy would love going to Busch Gardens. That would be cut out.
I open the beer fridge, see what's on special offer, and drink it.
I do too. Whatever's on sale, I buy it unless it's
I
something.
have no brand loyalty.
The Beast is really inexpensive here. It's like $5 for 15 beasts.
No, I go, let's see. It's Coors, and then if I drink a beer during the week, it's Dragon's Breath.
Hey guys, guess what I got today?
What?
The COVID vaccination letter.
Well, Nancy's going to get hers.
Got it.
Nancy's going to get hers today, and then I'm going to get mine in the following days.
They burn quite well. I want that.
Oh, David.
Bye.
Ice House is actually part of the Coors Group.
Are you kidding me? It was Anheuser-Busch, but they've switched over. Okay.
Well, the first brew house for Coors was actually called Ice House.
Yeah, well,
it was called the Plank Road Brewery, and Plank Road Brewery used to be the name of the brewery that made Ice House and Red Dog.
So not only are the vaccines dangerous, right? The letters are quite flammable.
Ice House is like a bargain brand here. It's dirt cheap. They'll probably quit making the Beast. They'll probably just all be Ice House then.
Do you know what the date for? Do you know what the date was for as well?
What's going on?
Birthday.
Anthony.
The link's in the chat if you want to pop up.
Hey, Anthony, how you doing?
It's too
The
late.
only I used to like Stroh's a lot. Stroh's beer, and I even got a sign for it. I mean,
You're probably one of those guys that enjoys peels.
Don't wear that all night.
No,
Do they even make that anymore? Peels? I remember.
Peel. No.
Keep Benjamin relying on you, Ed.
But I did enjoy Stroh's when they were brewing it.
I don't have any. I remember Stroh's, but I wasn't old enough to drink Stroh's.
We freaked out a whole bunch of guys in Tampa, Florida. My father-in-law was sitting there sending me Coors beer to Tampa. I'd get a box from UPS about every 3 weeks of 3 cases of Coors beer, and he would send it to me. So you remember back when I was stationed in Tampa, that was in 73, 74, and Coors wasn't allowed to come up. The deal was Coors wasn't going to go east of the Mississippi, but yeah,
Right, I remember that because
I'm in Tampa, Florida, and you looked at my refrigerator, and the second shelf was just full of Coors beer, cans, 12-ounce cans of Coors beer. So we were working on a buddy's motorcycle, and we all had a Coors beer, and we sit there and we go walking into the motorcycle shop, and everybody's jumping, "Where did you get that? Where did you get that?" And one guy yelled out, "I'll give you $20 a can for that." And I said, "You will?" And I sat there and I said, "Nah." And I wasn't going to sell them.
You know when that ended, when you were able to get it on the East Coast, was they built a Coors plant in Virginia. They made some kind of a deal. I'm sure that most of the beer that's got that brand on it is made in Virginia, made in Coors. But they really did. They have a brewery in Colorado where they originally started, and then they started a brewery in Virginia. They make Coors.
But there was some deal that they had with the breweries that Coors wouldn't go east and somebody wouldn't go west or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
probably
Tom?
made a deal. So
Tom,
Yeah.
Peels is a freaking regional brew in eastern New York, like New York State.
Okay.
And Stroh's is still a product on the market produced by the Pabst Corporation.
Oh, let's not leave out Pabst.
Pabst acquired Stroh's, and now they produce the product exclusively.
PBR.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's called Peels.
No, Peels is a different beer.
Oh.
No, it's called Stroh's.
Stroh's is still produced by Pabst.
Okay.
They make Blue Ribbon, you know, the
PBR.
Oh no, I know PBR. That's the punk
Well,
rock
I'm
beer.
talking to Tom.
I know the punk rock beer very well, dude. Okay, that's the stuff that freaking after you drink a few of those, you're leaving skid marks in the bowl
Mm-hmm.
every time.
Every time.
I don't.
Well, actually, if I drink PBR, I can clear a room with gas in 20 seconds.
Well, the only reason I have had PBR, but the only reason is they price it is too high here. I buy, like I said, I look at the cooler. Unless it's something real nasty, I'll get whatever's on sale or what the lower price is.
And the same thing.
There's a bar up in Massachusetts that had PBR on tap. That was their draft.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm going to drop down, Tom. I'm going to try and get Keena to sleep. She's
All right.
Okay. All right, Johnny. Thanks for coming up, man.
Later, Johnny.
All right,
Later, Johnny.
I'm not real picky when it comes to beer.
Okay,
There's a few of them I won't drink. There's a few that I don't like. But
What about
I
Lowenbrow?
I can't drink PBR. I can't drink Milwaukee's Best, and I can't drink Old Milwaukee because it develops gas, and I can clear a room. I literally can clear a room. And so I don't drink that stuff.
What about Lowenbrow?
I think
Miller's attempt to do a German beer, Lowenbrow.
Yeah.
That was Miller's Brewing Company.
That was my package. Did you hear that little beep beep? The post, the mailman. I don't know why they deliver them packages separately.
It's actually Anheuser-Busch.
It is Anheuser-Busch.
Yes, it is.
I knew it was one of the major brewing companies' attempt to sit there and do a German beer.
What's that? What's that other freaking that other one? It was right next to Lowenbrow on the shelf. That was like supposedly like a more upper class beer.
You're not thinking Steinlager, are you?
No.
That's a New Zealand beer.
I thought Lowenbrow was one of those top.
You ain't talking about the champagne of beer, are you?
No, not Miller, you dork.
Miller High Life.
I don't even like Miller. I don't get Miller. I mean, I like other stuff that Miller makes, but
I don't get any of the beers over here. And besides that, talking about them wanting to make a German beer, the only thing they forgot to tell people, a true German beer you drink at room temperature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not ice cold.
Yeah, we would, when the station at Talk Lee, we were on transit alert, so we would work like 72 on and we get 48 hours off. And the guy that was working on my shift that was working with us, he came directly from Germany, and he would go by Schlitz beer, and you go into his barracks room, and we were in the barracks that was air conditioned because we were shift workers. So here in the middle of the jungle, you got an air-conditioned barracks on a Thai Air Force base, and you go into his room, and in the corner from floor to ceiling were 2 stacks of Schlitz beer going all the way up, and he just sits there. You want a beer? And he'd pull it off, just pull one off here, and he wouldn't. After spending the time in Germany, he wouldn't drink beer out of the refrigerator anymore.
Yeah.
Schlitz was sold to Pabst.
On him. Yeah.
The Schlitz assets were sold to Pabst Brewing Company.
Mm-hmm. And let's see, there's a guy, Chevaholic is his name, his YouTube handle, and Matt lives up in West Bend, Wisconsin. Every time I go back to visit Jerry, my brother in Illinois, I try to go up to visit Matt. But they do a car show every year at the old Pabst Blue Ribbon factory down in Milwaukee. Ian, are you in bed?
Ian, what's
Ian's
up,
in
bud?
bed.
I'm sure Ian is in bed. It's
Ian's in bed.
Yeah.
We might be.
Now,
bedtime there.
now I got to
See,
think
Ian.
about this. You go to bed, and you're supposed to go to bed to go to sleep or do something else extracurricular.
Well, he was on Snobby's live stream. So
Oh, he was?
That's where I was at. Hey, Ian. I mean, I wasn't on the live stream. I was in the chat when I was driving down the road.
But
Were
yeah,
you driving that? But what's behind you there when you're driving down the road? What
Scratch
kind
on
of
a
weather
bumper.
are you having down there?
Just on the front bumper. Yeah.
just one front bumper.
Schlitz has been defunct for 22 years. It's been gone.
Now wait, I thought I saw some Schlitz at Lee's Liquor is the biggest liquor store chain in
That's
this
what they
valley
say.
right now.
That's what it says on their freaking Wikipedia page. I don't believe it.
Well, you can try.
No, because I thought I saw Schlitz in the
I was in
Somebody
a bar.
freezer, in the cooler at Lee's.
I was in the
somebody
bar
taking it.
with my
Yeah.
cousin in 2002, 2001.
Yeah.
We were drinking the freaking draft that they have in that bar, and their draft beer for over 45 years was Schlitz. That was their draft.
Damn.
Like I said, I'm not picky about beer. I mean, whatever's on draft. A lot of times I'll go into a bar and, I'll say, well, what do you have on draft? On tap. I say on tap, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and they'll say, oh, we have this. I say, oh, okay, give me a so-and-so.
Yeah,
My dad, if it's something real nasty, I'll prefer.
When my dad got discharged from the Army after WW2, he drove Schlitz beer truck delivering beer for a while.
Yeah.
And he used to have all those the brown with the big logo on the back of the uniform shirts, Tom on the front, and everything. He had those shirts for the longest time until I found them.
You've been to Germany.
Cool.
You've been to Germany, haven't you, Tom?
Norway. Not
Oh,
Germany.
well, that's close enough. Have you ever heard of Weinhard Ale?
Mm-mm.
God, over there in Kaufman, man, it's usually what they'd have on, what they call tap. It's room temperature, but it's on tap.
Yeah.
Man, that shit was good. Because I'm not a beer drinker. I'm really not. I'm more of a liquor and a wine drinker myself.
Uh-huh. But yeah, when we went over, we were in Lakenhurst, UK for a while, and then and then we refueled and loaded up some more, and then we went straight to Norway. That
Put
was
it this way, when I was there, that was my favorite beer to drink. Because the only thing I could pronounce, that they could understand.
yeah.
And I drank so much of it when I was there. When the bar owner found out I was leaving, he gave me one of the neon signs for the Weinhard Ale.
All right.
Now,
So
look,
he knew you were leaving, huh?
see it over there on my wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
What brand?
now they have
Hold on.
220.
What brand?
Ian, they have 220 over there. Did you have to put a transformer on it to light up?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, I knew how to rewire the transformer to step it down.
So, Anthony, what brand?
They run on either voltage.
It's Weinhard. That's the brand, Weinhard.
Weinhard?
It's got a feral pig as the I mean, I know it's hard to see that distance, but it's got a feral pig with the tusk,
Oh, okay.
and
Anyway,
it was dark. It
you
was a
guys
dark
remember-
ale.
You guys remember Grolsch?
Cool. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That's also an Anheuser-Busch product.
GOSH was it?
Well, they were having, it was canceled last year. They were having Oktoberfest here every year, and Bush sponsored it, or Bush had something to do with it because I asked them what beer they were serving because they were serving a dark beer, and they called it Spot. So apparently Anheuser-Busch makes one called Spot, but I have not seen Anheuser-Busch Spot.
I've heard of
The one that I liked a
Spaten.
lot was Michelob Dark.
I've heard of Spaten. Spotting Ale.
Maybe it was. Maybe the man told me Spotting, but it sounded like he said it was real loud and there was music. And
Yeah.
Didn't Anheuser-Busch sell out now? Now the family doesn't own Anheuser-Busch anymore, and it's owned by some European brewing company.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how it's spelled. I spelled it for you in the chat, Tom.
I mean, they bought the name and everything. That way they can keep it going. That way, because, some people, they found out, foreign company owns their beer
Looking
company.
at the TV, Cat. Okay.
Well, I just support whatever Miller makes because they have a big Miller plant, near here. Try to
Well, yeah, Miller still owns their own
the
stuff.
local industry.
Because even when I had to drink beer here, that was the only beer I could stomach was Miller Genuine Draft.
Yeah, Spotting is an Anheuser-Busch product as well.
It should be one of those dark ale like beers.
AB InBev.
Well, I can drink a dark ale. It's just beer. What we call beer here, I just can't. I just
We
never
call
was
it lager.
Yeah, I remember that.
American beer is lager.
Grolsch. Okay, yeah, I remember that, Cat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Grolsch is an Anheuser-Busch product. Yeah, I'm not a beer guy.
Well, it's like any of the companies nowadays. If you
I
look
haven't
really,
decided yet.
if you look really hard into most companies, you usually will find about a group of 5 to 7 same guys that own everything.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's like Sony Music Entertainment is one of the largest media giants on the planet. So is Viacom.
Yeah.
Time Warner.
Yeah.
Time Warner.
Time Warner is a bitch.
Yeah.
Time Warner is everybody's freaking whipping boy.
Yeah.
Because
But he don't own
like
Time
when Ted
Warner no
Turner
more.
sold out, Time Warner freaking became like it got bought out by AOL, and then AOL got bought out, and the AOL name doesn't even mean anything anymore. And Time Warner is everybody's bitch. It's like they buy and sell that thing like this.
Yeah.
Time Warner gets sold every couple of years now. It's just like, oh, you want to throw out? Yeah, give me.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Yeah,
Hey.
you got some money here. Buy Time Warner.
Here,
Then
I'll
you can
trade.
use all
Here,
these-
I'll give you Ford Motor Company, and you give me
No.
Time Warner.
Let me tell you how that works.
No, Chrysler, and you give me
Let
Time
me tell you
Warner.
how that works, because the same 4 people have been passing that company back and forth for the last 15 years. Let me tell you how that works. That's called when one of them goes, "Hey, I need a tax shelter. Here you go."
Here's the company.
And who's the recent one? AT&T.
Yep. Well, no, because now
Now,
they take a shitty company that's barely holding on and they throw it in theirs and they're like, "Oh, we took a big loss."
mm-hmm.
So don't worry about where that $5 billion went. Okay,
Yeah.
we lost it when we bought this shithole.
I used to
See
I
this
used to
hand
have
here?
Time Warner as
Don't
my.
worry what this hand's doing over here, but just
Yeah.
watch this hand. This hand, don't worry
Well,
about
yeah,
it.
but
Nobody's
okay,
falling for it, though.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Yeah.
falling for it.
no, I don't. Well, I did it for a little. That's like when I worked for DirecTV, and I worked for them for a long time. And then I quit there and went to Dish Network. To come to find out, both of the same guys were partners.
So Dish and DirecTV are the same.
The same entity.
I'm sure they are.
So even when AT&T picked up Dish or DirecTV, is it still? Did they pick up Dish, or is Dish still its own entity?
No, they bought the AT&T bought DirecTV according to the paperwork, but it's again, like I said, tax shelter.
Well, I had a go around with AT&T because my cell phone is AT&T. I do have DirecTV, which is AT&T, and they want to put both the bills together. Well, I have to go with the way I get my pension checks and my Social Security checks to pay my bills. And when they wanted to put them both together, it sat there and it fell at the end of the month, which, hey, I couldn't sit there and report them both together. And
Right.
so I call them up and I said, need to separate it. And they said, oh, that's our new policy. Oh, it's your new policy that if we're AT&T fell and you said you're part of the AT&T Entertainment Center now and you only get one bill. And I said, okay, well then what service do you want me to drop? And she goes, what do you mean? And I said, well, I don't want my bills combined. And considering the key word in that phrase are my bills, what service do you want me to drop? Do I drop my cell phone service, or do I go looking for Dish TV because I get rid of DirecTV because I don't want my bills combined?
Yeah.
You understand?
Well, no, if you would have went to Dish, you got a separate bill. It's
You
just
would have got a separate bill, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
In reality, you're still paying the same 5 fat cats. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would have
That's
been
The bottom line came down to it is I wanted the bills separated for my ease of payment. And
Yeah,
considering
right.
my bills, I should be able to get them for my ease of payment.
Well, the reason a lot of these companies, okay, I'll give you a prime example where I live. I used to get a water bill, a gas bill, and a garbage bill, all separate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all of a sudden now the city owns it all, and it comes under one bill. But you got to watch it, because if you watch them real good, because I've already called them 5 times, and they hate my fucking guts. They tend to slip fucking shit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, somebody like me, hey, it might only be $10. It only might be $8. But I'm going to go, hey, where's that fucking $8 going?
Yeah. that $8 is almost a 6-pack of beer. Good beer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, but, the people's like, well, it's only $8. I said, okay, $8 times the whole number of the town. They're doing that to everybody.
Well, how many?
Add up.
What are they charging you $8 for? You got your
Well,
3.
they couldn't.
your
They
water,
fucking
you got
couldn't
your-
tell me. They couldn't tell me, Dave. All they did was take it off. They couldn't fucking. They tried to give me this.
So they're
Well, we had to do an update, and it'll go back normal because now the refresh. And I'm looking there like, I pointed at me and I said, "Do I look like I'm fucking stupid, bitch?"
You know,
Yeah,
the only
my
thing,
cell phone- my cell phone bill went up by, like first of the year went up by 12 cents or something, 18 cents. But
Yeah.
anyway, rolled it over into another dollar amount. Now it's 30.
Yeah.
I think it was 37. Now it rolled into the 38 range. And I looked at it. I thought it went up a whole dollar. It only went up like 12 cents. And it says government charges. That's all it says it is. Government fees. They're
Mhm.
charging $8 in fees
Oh.
on my phone.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you what. Let me tell you what they just tried to do here because of the ice storm. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's bill had an extra 20 on it. I called them as soon as I got my bill 3 days ago. I called them. It's $20, and it said storm damage. That's all it said. Storm damage, $20. And and the lady explained to me what they're doing. They're collecting an extra $20 for everybody to pay for people that couldn't pay for the broken pipes. You know what I told them? I said, that's their fucking problem. They should have had the insurance like the rest of us was paying for, and their fucking water pipes would have been fixed.
That's right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, tell them.
I'm not paying
They
for
don't
them.
have homeowners insurance, so they're expecting the utility company to pay for their broken pipes.
No, I'm not paying for somebody else's.
I didn't.
You should
No.
have-
Well, when I lived in Virginia, this is the thing that got me. This is a little bit of, I'm not, just bear with me. Okay. I owned a house in Virginia. I could only go through one insurance company, and it was Allstate. And they had a whole bunch of hurricanes down in Florida. They had Andrew and all that come through. Well, the insurance rates went way up. And I called the insurance company and I said, why is my bill so high? She said, oh, well, you're paying for everybody that's on this policy. You're paying for damage that people had in Florida from the hurricanes. And I said, well, I'm going to change companies.
Yeah.
Well, I call up another insurance company and they asked me questions. And because I did not have circuit breakers in my house, it was an old house and I hadn't upgraded. I thought about upgrading to breakers. And I found out that I was glad I didn't upgrade to the breakers because they would have cost me more than the insurance because I ended up selling the house. But they told me I had to pay high premiums because of hurricane. So many that insurance company, Allstate, insured so many houses down there that were damaged in a hurricane.
Well, that's their
You
problem.
gotta be crazy, and then you won't let me change because I don't have breakers. So I'm grandfathered to using one insurance company.
What did 88 Katana say here?
Yeah, I
Need
don't
money.
understand.
Jessica Gorilla Glue it.
You couldn't go to your power company? But when I moved in this house, they had those screw in.
They were screwing fuses. Yep.
They gave me a brand new meter base and a breaker box as long as I took service from, which, I mean, they were the only damn service in the area.
Well,
It's not
the electric company, maybe they would have given me.
They even gave me an electric water heater to take the gas water heater out.
So,
Yeah. But anyhow, I didn't live there long enough for it to be a problem. I would have ended up paying more to get the box than it would the insurance because 5 years later I sold the house.
so
Yeah.
anyway, when AT&T was telling me about the bills being combined and everything else, it took me 3 supervisors to talk to and to sit there and to get it rectified because I was willing to switch service, but I wanted and the thing that probably pissed AT&T most off, I wanted them to tell me what service to discontinue. I was going, tell me what service to discontinue. What do you mean? You combine my bills, and I don't want them combined, so I'm going to drop one service so the bills aren't combined. So which service do you want me to delete?
Yeah. And well, Tom, if you're lucky enough to get through to talk to somebody on the phone, they're going by a script. You popped something. You came up with an idea that just wasn't on their script. Yeah. Know how to handle that question, so you got that.
So I mean, it's to me. I think if I'm going to ask for your service, you know, AT&T, I want you to provide me cell phone service on my iPhone here. Okay, I want my bill at this date because I'm a retired person. I'm on a fixed income, and if your bill comes on that date, it's 2 days after I get my pension check. So then I'm able to pay your bill and don't cost any late fees.
Everything's cool. Yeah.
And everything's cool.
I had to do that with the water company because every time I was a day and a half late paying it because the way my check came in, and it was $15.28 for the late fees.
Yeah. Well, that adds up.
One time I got a letter threatening. I never was late on a water bill. I got a letter from the water department saying they were cutting the water off. And it's like, I called that water department and see what it was here. The bill's every 2 months. So I just so happened that the bill cycle came up. I forgot to pay the bill. And I said, I've never been late on a bill and you're threatening to turn my water off? And I said, you're nuts. They put a late charge on there. I got her to take the late charge off. And the minute I hung up with her, I called the water department back and paid the bill on the phone, punched in, went through the keypad and all that. But it's like, when I hang up with you, I'm going to pay the bill. I just forgot to pay it. I had never.
They got to begin to realize people, us old farts on fixed income, we need to sit there and you need to put it a couple of days after we receive our payment, our Social Security, our pension, whatever. You need to put it. I get 2 pension checks and I get Social Security, and they're spread throughout the month. Well, I want my bills to fall after I receive those checks.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. Utility companies like that, it would probably help them out and people out, us out too, if they would let bill. What day do you want us to send your bill? Because it wouldn't make sense for the company to send all the bills out on the same day.
Yeah.
Because people are going to procrastinate and not pay it for like the 30 days and pay it at the last minute. A lot of people do. I don't. I'd go ahead and pay them. But
I sit down, David, I get all my mail and I put it in, and I put it all in a file, and I sit down twice a month and I pay bills.
I do the exact same thing, Tom. That's exactly how
I used to do it, but now I don't even have to do it. The bank does it for me.
Well, I'm old-fashioned. I go by what my financial advisor told me to do, and I'm not deviating 1 inch from what she said. Because if I ever get in trouble, I know I can call her, and she set me up pro bono. She usually charges people for that, but I got set up for free.
No, but that's all I do. I don't go out of the ordinary or anything else, and that's it.
It would make sense.
The other thing that gets me on what's going on is everybody nowadays, you buy a product, okay? I just brought this TV, okay? And everybody saw the TV up on the wall over there.
Yeah, we know.
And so now you fill it out, you register it and everything else. Now they want you to come back and sit there and spend 15, 20 minutes of your time filling out the questionnaire, telling them how good the TV is. So when somebody else looks on the TV, you got a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, whatever rating for the TV. Well, the bottom line is that takes time. My time's worth money to me, okay? This minute, these 2 hours I spend with y'all, I ain't going to get back. That's it. That's 2 hours out of my life.
But I hope they're working.
That 15 minutes I sit there and I spend filling out your questionnaire, telling everybody else how good a product it is, make you richer, doesn't do me any good. You took 15 minutes of my life. So if you want me to fill those questionnaires out, I get $100 an hour, and I'm more than willing to take $25 to spend 15 minutes to fill out your questionnaire and give you your star rating. If not, don't send it to me because I ain't doing it.
Well, one thing that keeps me like
pay for my time.
Today, I'm looking for little parts for my scooter. You know, I'm the scooter geek. Anyhow, I wanted a little chrome hubcap for the front wheel because
wait, is Cap pouring back there? He's got his lab coat. Look at him. He's got his lab. Is he pouring a skull?
Is he making a skull right here online?
Oh, now we got the glasses on. Oh, we're in trouble. Lab coat, glasses.
You need to present him. Present him, Tom.
He's not playing that. He's not playing that song, Dr. Feelgood. So we're good.
Okay. Ooh.
He's blinding me with science.
I'm not ready yet. I'll let you know.
Not ready yet, so let me know. Okay, we won't present you then. All right.
But anyhow, I went on this website looking for this little piece of chrome, okay? It's a website I've never been on before. It's like a place in Germany or whatever. This thing pops up on the screen. $10, you get a $10 coupon if you click this. Oh, we need a cookie. We need to know where you are. And it's like, and I go through that every time, or it seems like every time I want to look at something on a website, and it's just leave me alone. I just want to look and see if you have something. I don't want to answer your questions. I don't want to be on the list of emails from you.
You don't want to sign up for a membership just to look at stuff.
If you have the item I want to buy, I would be very happy to buy it from you and then answer all your questions.
Well, no. If you have the item that I'm looking for, I will more than willing to sit there and at that time, fill out all the account information, make an account, answer all your questions in it. But leave me alone. Let me find it.
If I find that there's a certain piece of metal that I'm looking for, if I find that piece of metal, I will do anything that website wants me to do as long as they take my money and give me the piece that I want. You know, I'll let them send me emails. I'll click on their little thing and tell them where I am in the world. But you know, you got somebody shopping around and they just want to look at something. You don't want to waste their time. You want to let them in there so they can look and see what you have. You don't flash something up on your screen and it covers up half of your screen and you got to figure out what it is.
Nancy doesn't look for me shopping, go with me shopping, so we don't shop together. Because I know what I want. I go into the store, I buy it, I pay for it, get back in my car, come home. That's it. I mean, I don't walk around going, oh, that's nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, Craftsman came out. No, I don't do that. I'll do that all online at home.
Yeah. And then go to the store. Pick it up.
Go to the store.
And pay for it and walk out.
The only thing that irritates me the most is McFadden Mail doesn't have and they're the big hardware store in town and they're awesome. They don't have, you can go online and look and everything. Oh, you carry that? You can't find all that stuff. Their web page isn't that detailed, and I can understand why with all the stuff that they carry. Because if you can't find it, it ain't me at McFadden Mail.
Well, on that one, we're so happy to have one. It's Ace Hardware, but they're an independent franchise, and they have all kinds of cool things in that hardware store. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
they're just carrying that Ace Hardware brand.
That's why Steins is here. They're independent, but they carry Ace Hardware products.
Yeah.
But they also carry other stuff, and they got stuff. I mean, you go in there and there's stuff in there that you didn't even know they still made.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as McFadden Dale. You go in there, and that's the only store. When I go in there, I will go up and down every freaking aisle and look at everything.
Yeah, because you never know where they're going to have it.
Mm-hmm. And then also, then you make a mental image going, I was looking for one of those. I needed them. Okay, fine. It was when we moved the air compressor out of the garage, Richard and I built a compressor room off the patio in the back.
Yeah.
And I was looking for rubber isolators for the feet. So because I didn't attach the compressor room to the house, it's attached to the slab. And then there's a 1-inch airspace between it and the house because I didn't want it vibrating the house.
Yeah.
And so I was looking for isolator pads. And I remembered one time in McFadden Dale when I was walking up and down the aisle, they had rubber isolator pads. And so I said, oh, damn. Well, look at doing that, then I was able to go from here to McFadden Dale, and I even remembered the aisle that they were on and picked them up. So,
Yeah. All right.
But
But we're so lucky to have a hardware store. Walmart and Lowe's hasn't taken over everything around here yet.
well, a good hardware
Home
store.
Depot.
Lowe's, Home Depot. Lowe's and Home Depot, I mean, is okay for really quick. Oh, for me, for building the Camaro, I was looking for grade 8 or grade 5 hardware, where are you going to go, and so, and it's Sunday. Well, Lowe's and Home Depot both have in the hardware section these steel bin drawers that pull out, and they carry a lot of grade 8 and grade 5.
Yeah, they do. Lowe's is pretty good about that. Yeah.
And so a couple of times, McFadden Dale's closed, and I know I can get anything there.
All right.
And it's Sunday, and I'm trying to do this. I can run out to Lowe's and get it, or Home Depot.
I've done it. I've gotten a few, nuts and bolts at Lowe's that helped out. Got one.
Okay, what's Cap doing? Uh-oh. Cap's getting ready to pour. What are you working on, Anthony? Man? You're working on a fan?
It's a
I'm
graphics.
ignoring the chat. 88 Katana.
It's a PC graphics card.
Oh, okay.
It's a Radeon Gigabyte.
Capture Ian Matthews. Jimmy C in here? Jimmy
No,
C,
Jimmy
how come you're not up on here?
I had
No,
a
Jimmy
solder.
C went out to dinner. They're
Yeah,
on their
he's
way out
got-
to dinner.
He already said he's driving. He can't get on bound.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm scrolling up. I started at the bottom. Okay, I see where he's
Well, that's not,
driving.
David, now you know why the 40-inch TV's hanging in here, because I'm just sitting here looking at all the chat.
Oh, is that how you're getting the chat? See, I just went over to the
Yeah.
other screen and got the chat. I haven't been watching the chat lately. I've been running my mouth. Look at that, the scientist. I like it. He's got like a little lab there, and he's making.
No, hold on, wait, sweet. All right, you're presented, Cat. Ooh, he's pouring.
If you hear a little explosion and there's a puff of smoke, you had a little reaction there.
All right, boys and girls. Remember Mr. Wizard?
That's what it looks like.
I know. That's when you go, Captain. You don't put that much lithium in there. It's gonna blow.
The whole apartment. All of a sudden, there's this loud explosion, and half of the neighborhood knows. Captain's up good again.
Justin's got that one old lady that lives in his complex there. He goes, I told you he was up there making crack. I told you.
He's up
I
there
think what I'm
making
at-
that. He's up there making that.
You know what? I
crystal
woke up in the
meth
middle of the night. I woke up in the middle of the night one night thinking that the house was on fire. I smelled this chemical. It smelled kind of like ammonia. And I thought it's coming from outside. I go outside. I couldn't smell the smell. It's in the house somewhere. I'm looking in the closets and everything. I'm pretty sure my upstairs
You got a
neighbor.
cat?
Crack. I'm sure he was making some kind of a drug of some kind because it smelled like a chemistry lab. And
Oh, yeah.
David, I asked you if you had a cat.
No, it smelled like cat pee. It's what it smelled like.
He was probably up there. He was
I
probably up
opened
there.
my linen closet. I could smell it more in my linen closet. Well, that all went away. Then the stimulus checks came out, and all of a sudden, it smelled like you do down here with the pot. I opened up the closet door, and just the smell of pot just blew me away. So my neighbor did pot for about a week until that, and he got a stereo. We
Until the money goes down.
So you can tell what his, hold it, wait, you can tell what his stimulus check went for.
It went for a stereo and
And
pot.
a stereo. Cool. I was able
Then
to.
one night,
hand my
I heard him
brains out
hollering
and-
up there. Tom, I heard him hollering up there. What's happened to me? I don't know what's happened to me. And his girlfriend's out here knocking on the window. And he said, I can't get him to answer it. He won't open the door. And I go up there and knock on the door and say, dude, what's going on? I don't know what's happened to me. Then I called 911. I called the police. Figuring they could talk to him. Well, the police got him out. And here, he had a bandage all around his leg. It was all banged up. And the police officer said, well, what's you do to your leg here? And he was out of it. I mean, he was totally out of it. And he said, oh, I had a little accident a couple of weeks ago. And the police officer left. And I said, well, he walked away. I said, that didn't happen any 2 weeks ago. It looked like it happened yesterday. Well, there's this coffee shop down the street. And there's this motorcycle group. He works at that coffee shop. And these motorcycles. I bet you. I said to him, yeah, I know where you work. It looks like you got in a motorcycle accident. Road rash all over your leg there. And he probably got on one of those motorcycles and had an accident. And you know, the ambulance came, they tried to take him to the emergency room. He refused. A couple of hours later, he got his girlfriend, to take him to the emergency room. But I never knew what happened, but the place pot.
I switched camera views because I got tired of sitting.
He's gone.
Who was in the pot?
Yeah. He probably at the time he didn't want to go right away because they knew the first thing they're going to do is drug test his ass.
You know, he was talking to the cop and he says, "Oh yeah, I've been clean for a month." So I knew he was doing.
Yeah, sure you have, buddy.
I overheard him
Yeah.
talking to the policeman. He said, and the policeman said, "Oh, that's very good. I'm glad you're doing well." Blah blah blah. But his leg was all messed up, so I think that was what they're worried about was how he hurt his leg.
It's like a friend of mine was at a party and he broke his leg. He was pretty messed up, and I kept telling him, man, go home, sleep it off, and then go to the emergency room in the morning. He said, man, my leg's broke, man. I said, I'm telling you right now, go home, sleep it off, call an ambulance in the morning from your house.
Yeah.
And dumbass went in there. Of course, first thing they did, they took blood from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's a felon on parole.
Bye-bye. Say hello to
Oh, yeah.
Warrants out on him or something. Yeah.
As soon as they set his leg and got him stable, the cops are waiting at the door.
Yeah.
Well, here in where I live, if you
Dumbass.
if you get medical assistance, if you go to a hospital, you have to tell them everything that happened, and they will not. The policeman explained to me. He said, "Well, okay, if you go to the hospital and you test positive for some kind of a drug or something, you will not get in trouble. We will help you. We'll work with you. You will not get in trouble." But those medical people need to know that you had taken some kind of a drug.
So they don't OD you.
So that's why he didn't go get medical assistance till later on, I guess.
Well, at least he was smart enough to do that, you know.
Yeah.
But at least
if you're a
Answer
convicted
the
felon and you're not supposed to be doing this and that and everything else, and you're doing
Well, he
this
wasn't
and
even
that and
supposed to.
everything else,
He wasn't even supposed to be at the party with other felons and beer and booze and drugs.
and guns,
a
maybe.
motorcycle accident.
Oh, yeah,
You know, there
that-
had to be a couple of guns there.
I was packing. I've been packing all my life. So
Yeah.
He drugged himself up the night before, and then he woke up and he didn't know what happened to him. But I think he went to the bathroom on himself, but he wouldn't let anybody. He wouldn't let his girlfriend in the apartment. And he came out for the police officer, and he said, well, just wait a few minutes. I got to find my shoes, and I can't find. And his girlfriend had to come in and help him find his phone. He couldn't find the phone. Oh, it was the biggest. We had a little drama here one night, but that guy's gone. He moved away.
Cap, you got something to say? I got to run and get Nancy up.
No, I'm just saying hi.
That's my story.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Now, what was the subject?
Yeah.
I lost the plot
Oh, I think it was
an hour
chemistry.
and a half ago.
That's what it was. Chem lab.
Yeah.
I lost the plot an hour and a half ago, and we've only been streaming for 1 hour and 25 minutes.
Well, see, we thought you were making meth, and that's what started that whole conversation there.
Well, it's legal here too, but the problem is when you're a felon, nothing's legal. Okay, when you're out on parole, you're not supposed to be drinking.
No, if you were on
You're not supposed to be doing
parole
drugs.
and you had violated your parole, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's true here too.
Well, see, that was what was going through his brain when I was trying to tell him, don't go to the hospital, wait till in the morning and then go. Because if you go right now, they're going to drug test you. You're a parolee. You just violated your parolee. You're going to go back to jail.
Yeah.
Did he listen? No. He was just like everybody else. It's legal here now. Well, yeah, for people that didn't break the law.
Yeah. But you broke the law. You got restrictions of what you can do and can't do.
Yeah, that's why it says felon convict.
Well, I do have to give that policeman a lot of respect. He really talked to that guy, and he said,
Yeah.
"You're not going to get in trouble. You're going to be okay. If you go to the hospital, you will not get in trouble if you had done it."
Unless you lie to them.
But apparently, he didn't have any warrants out on him. He wasn't
Well,
on parole or
hold
anything.
on. Let me ask you this. If you ever got arrested and put in a box with the police, and it's okay for them to lie to you, but then if you lie to them, you're breaking the law.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
up
go
with that?
figure.
What's up with that?
Cops are liars, and they can do
That's
whatever they
why.
want.
Yeah.
That's why lawyers tell you when you're with the police, you keep your mouth like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Don't ask, don't tell.
You don't say nothing because they're sponges and they'll take everything and anything and use it against you.
Any good lawyer will tell you answer basic questions. Other than that, you're
Nope. Once you exercise your freaking Fifth Amendment, you say nothing.
right.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I'm talking about when they ask you your name and all that, you can give them all that because they're gonna find out who you are anyway.
Well, the police officer explained to me and the girlfriend, he said, "I can't go in the apartment. He has to let me in there." And I said, "Well, yeah, I understand it. You got rules to go by." But I said, "We want you here, just, and then we don't know what's going on." And his girlfriend was in tears. She had melted down. She was crying and all that. I had no idea what was going on,
Playing with the TV. I was playing with the TV. So,
No.
So yeah, I made the first attempt at pouring this skull, Tom. I hope it's successful. There's no guarantees.
I know. So you didn't want to do it, put the camera on it and do it? I thought you were doing it, so cool.
I poured it.
Yeah.
It's sitting right there behind that chair. It's sitting right there in that freaking big white box. And it's
When you have to pour a skull, you have to pour a skull,
it's
No, this is the biggest pour Cap has ever done from what he was telling me.
it's
So-
gonna pour a skull exactly like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, isn't that lovely? That's cool.
Crystal painted it. Well, she started to, and I filled it in.
I like the paint job, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's it. And then you can see that with, touched up. Maybe I ought to get Crystal to paint it up. I like that black around the teeth and everything.
That's
Those
cool.
highlights. That is cool. Maybe Crystal needs to paint it up, Kat.
I paint like that. She doesn't.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, maybe Kat needs to paint it up.
Maybe.
That I want it to look like an old skull, and then I'm going to drill 2 holes where in the eye
Oh,
socket,
okay. Hold on a second.
and that's going to be my third brake light on the Camaro.
You just gotta put 2 red light bulbs in the eye sockets.
What do you mean? An old skull like this?
That's the real.
No,
That's not.
no, that's a real one.
You damn tootin', that's a real one.
That is a real skull.
No,
Yes,
it
it is.
freaky. That's freaky.
You can tell that it's been in a freaking museum or something because it's got the little screws in it and stuff and the springs.
That's been for school or something. Yeah. A class or something like that. I remember in my anatomy class they had a skeleton in like a cabinet. I wondered if
It might be from a school. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I just know that, well, I didn't kill him.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is some guy a long time ago dedicated his body to science, and guess what? Now he's hanging out with Captain Jerk.
I don't know if that's a girl or a guy. I
remember when I took this class, and I don't know if we had to have to learn the names of every bone in the body, but we had.
I'm pretty sure that's a fella.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Chances are it's a fella because of the size of the nose opening in the skull.
Without Googling it or looking it up online in any way, how many bones are in a human skull?
Hey, I can tell you.
I don't know. The whole body is 202 bones.
Hey, I can tell you how you tell if it's a male or female skull.
How?
Does it bitch a lot? Has it ever bitched?
As a matter of fact, no.
No.
Okay, so it's a male.
It's a male.
Seems to be at a loss for words.
So it's a male skull.
I'll tell you this. There are
Hey, Katana.
216. Hold on. There's 216 bones in the human body.
That's right.
There's 16 bones in the human hand.
Yeah.
Okay. There's 14 in a squirrel's hand, by the way. Just saying.
I watched that show too.
216 bones.
That was on a MASH episode too.
Yeah.
Where Hawkeye was
that's what I'm
knocked
talking
out.
about.
See, Hawkeye was knocked out, and he's sitting there, and he's going through this, and he's
Yeah, he's talking.
Katana's taking off. See you
He said
later.
he was talking to a squirrel.
He was talking to somebody, and he was telling somebody that the human hand has 16 bones in the body, but the squirrel's hand's only 14. And yeah, I remember that episode.
Yeah, he was talking to a squirrel because he was freaking like he was like exhausted or something, and he was like freaking like tripping out or something. Not literally, but you know, he was like something, and he was exhausted, and he started hallucinating that he was talking to a squirrel or dreaming or something that he was talking to a squirrel. 206, damn it!
206 bones in the human body.
I knew it was like
What's my? Here he is.
That's pretty good for 30 something from 40 years ago. Remember?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I was only off by 4.
I knew there was a 6 in it.
Yep.
Anyway,
Hey,
what's
Mike,
up, Mike?
if you want to come on, the link's in the chat. I'm only going to be on
I
for
bet
about
you could
30
make
more
all
minutes.
those bones. I can't. I know you have some weird bones. You know, there are bones in your body that have weird names.
There are 6 bones that make up your ears.
6?
There are 3 in each ear.
Yeah.
The stirrup, the anvil, and what's the other one?
The malleus.
The
Malleus.
These guys.
They called it the mallet.
Just me.
Well, the only reason I know about it because my wife's the genetic disease she has, hers are deteriorating. That's why she's losing her hearing.
Yeah.
And my mom
Here,
and my mom was a registered nurse, and so are 2 of my sisters.
Malleus means mallet.
Yeah.
They called it mallet.
So which bone did Mike Tyson bite on Evander Holyfield?
Huh?
When
That was
Mike
Carter.
Tyson was boxing Evander Holyfield, he bit off his ear. Which bone did Mike Tyson bite when he bit off Evander Holyfield?
There weren't any bones.
Holyfield did.
That was just
It's
part
all
of the
cartilage.
It's
Yeah.
all cartilage. There aren't any bones.
He tore a cartilage. He bit off 2 pieces One was like near the earlobe, and another was like a little higher up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up here.
Well, then it had to be one of the bones in his skull, like this little bone right here. That's right up. That's my eye.
Was
my
it the
ear.
zygomatic bone?
Well, there's some kind of a bone right here, if you can see, Captain Jerk. What is it? That just feels like it's part of the skull.
That's the parietal.
Okay.
Okay, Mike, not a problem.
He probably bit into that bone. That had to hurt like shit.
I don't know if you're standing in a ring and you're sitting there
Hey,
200
I'm gonna tell
some
you
odd
right now,
pounds all
grown man-
muscle.
A grown man bites you anywhere in the ear, it's gonna fucking hurt. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's on the earlobe, the top of the thigh.
He's probably turned out on drugs anyway, so probably
Yeah.
didn't.
Do you know which? Do you know which ear he bit?
God, wasn't it the right one?
Yeah.
Yep, sure
Right.
fucking was.
Well, he had a 50%. He had a 50-50 chance. So
50-50 chance of guessing.
I'm just saying, yeah.
assuming he only had 2 years. If he had 3 years, we'd be really off.
Excuse me.
It was
Yeah,
like,
but you know, he was tested for drugs after that fight, but
Oh, yeah.
he did that out of pure desperation.
yeah, because Evander Holyfield was headbutting him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't
And Mike
do it.
and Mike had enough. And Mike had enough of that.
Well, yeah, because the ref
they're
wouldn't
all
call.
good boxers and everything else, but Evander Holyfield, his main. I mean, if you look at some of his fights and slow it down, you see he's headbutting everybody all
Yeah,
the
he's a
time.
fucking punk, dude.
Yeah, but
And so,
apparently
you know,
he paid better money to the ref than Mike did, though.
yeah. And Mike was just tired of the headbutting. So if you're gonna headbutt me, I'm gonna bite your ear.
Yeah, dude.
Because if you
Holyfield's
remember,
definitely
Mike-
a punk. Dude,
Yeah, but
Holyfield's a punk ass from way back, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you remember, Mike kept looking at the ref like, "Come on, man, do your job, motherfuckers headbutting me."
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not a chance.
And the ref
man.
was sitting there going, "No mas."
Yep, no moss. There you go.
Ref was no mas.
The moss, man.
Oh,
Speak
man.
English.
Yeah, I mean that was ridiculous. I mean, when I back then I enjoyed boxing and everything else, but after that, and I figured, it's fixed, it's all fixed. No, it's good. I mean, I loved watching Sugar Ray Leonard. I watched Sugar Ray Leonard fight Tommy Hearns the first time at Caesar's
Oh,
Palace in
yeah.
the back, and I snuck in to see that fight.
I bet you did.
I did.
Yeah,
At the time, I was living with my in-laws because we were just sitting there just moved back into town, buying a house, and I was living with my in-laws, Nancy's parents, and next door to us was a guy who, God, I can't remember, Nancy would remember their last name, but he sat there and he was a Hinckley Schmidt driver. And I can't remember whether it was Tommy Hearns or Sugar Ray, but that's all they wanted was Hinckley Schmidt water. So they were allowed in. So he sat there and he goes, "Come on." He says, "You want to go see the fight?" And I go, "Yeah." And so he threw me a Hinckley Schmidt uniform shirt. I'm in blue jeans, gym shoes. I got a water cooler on a box of water cooler on my shoulder, and I just walked in and they just let us in. And we stood there for the whole fight.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it was great. It was great. I mean, that was a good fight. And that's when I really loved boxing. But boxing has
Gone to
turned so
shit.
much. Yeah, it's shit. It's nothing now. I mean, it's not a sport. It's more who can. And I think it has to do with Mr. King getting involved in the sport, but it more has to do with who can buy who off and promote this guy better than that guy. It's all.
What gets me is when they pay another boxer that's 3 times better than the guy he's fighting to take a fall just because the other guy sells more tickets because he looks good.
Yeah. The whole
That's
thing in
the-
boxing, what they need to do is change the way they disperse the purse, the
Right.
money you get.
Right.
So if I'm boxing Cat and Cat beats the shit out of me. Cat gets the majority of the purse. I get chicken feet.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, but even if Cat win, even nowadays, if Cat win, he ain't gonna get shit because the promoter takes 60% of it off the fucking top.
Yeah.
Mike.
So,
You know, Don King is still alive. You know,
Mike, get your ass up here.
he's 89.
no, Mike's busy. I know.
And made more money than me and you will see in 10
He made
lifetimes.
Katana.
Oh,
You're
made more money, spent more money than you and I will do by sitting there taking it away from the professional people that was making it for him. And I use the word taking it away because that's exactly what he did.
Oh, yeah.
It's sort of like the same contract that the Colonel had with Elvis back in the day. I mean, Elvis made $1, Colonel got 50 cents of it. That's it. It was half and half.
Yeah, but look how many other people the Colonel had signed underneath him, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't just taking money from Elvis.
Well, he had a shitload of people. And see, when we were doing the Las Vegas Hilton, oh God, this was back after the fire.
Yeah, like Gary Lee Lewis, the Big Bopper, all of them.
Oh, and we were doing the retrofit of installing sprinklers in the Las Vegas Hilton, which was the International before Hilton brought it. And we were doing the sprinklers in it, and we're up in the catwalks in the eye in the sky. And this is before all this video stuff came out. We could video this, we video that, we video everything. And so you had guards up there, and they were sitting there looking down in the two-way mirrors down on top of the table. And I'm up there surveying one time, and I came across one guard I knew, and because I've been on the project 2 years doing it. And I sat there and I said, "Who's that?" And this guy was in a green jumpsuit, all one-piece jumpsuit, looked like one-piece coveralls that somebody would wear at a mechanic shop. Had jewelry all over, wrist, this, gold, ear, and a cowboy hat. He said, "Who's that?" He said, "That's the Colonel. That's Elvis's. That's Elvis's manager." I said, "You gotta be kidding!" And no, and that sat there and watched him play backrack inside of the 20 minutes I was standing there, watching him go through $200,000. And I'm sitting there going, "Okay, I'm out of here. This is going to get me sick." And I turned around and walked away. I mean, $200,000 in 20 minutes, and I'm sitting there working at immediately, at the time, maybe $20 an hour, sitting there surveying sprinkler systems. Damn.
I watched one here at Golden Nugget. He within 30 minutes lost $180,000 in 30 minutes.
Then
got up.
I think that's a half truth.
Yeah,
I think that's only half truth. Boxing killed itself because it's fucking boring.
Yeah.
Well, boxing killed its sport itself because you gotta love it to love the art, because it is an art or sport.
Yeah.
You gotta love the sport for what it is. Okay, it's two grown men sitting in a ring with boxing gloves on, trying to beat the shit out of each other. Yeah. So you got to love it for what it is. And it's been around ever since the Roman years, and the gladiators and all that shit.
Yeah. You absolutely have to love boxing to freaking sit there and watch it. I like boxing enough to sit there and watch it a few times a year, maybe, but I don't love it enough to freaking, go to freaking boxing matches and buy tickets and,
Here's where my love of boxing came in. I was 11 years old at the time, and sitting at home and everything else. My dad was talking to me and everything, and okay, fine, good. That night, right before I was getting ready to go to bed, he sit there and took this picture and he hung it up in the corner in my bedroom. And I go, "What's that?" And he goes, "That's my Golden Gloves middleweight championship certificate from Chicago Golden Gloves Boxing." And I looked at him and he goes, "I'm just telling you where I came from. You got to figure out where you're going to come from." And I sat there, and that's when I got into boxing and started watching. Because it is a sport, it is an art. It's pretty good if somebody does it really well. But you got to have that third man in the ring will sit there and screw you if he's paid off every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's and I think my dad did that to intimidate me too, to sit there and say I'm not going to throw down on my dad. Well, I never did, but
Yeah.
Hell, even when my dad was sick, frail, and dying, I wouldn't even imagine swinging on that man. Yeah.
there was no way I'd ever throw down on my dad.
No.
Never.
Even at my dad's weakest point, he could still whoop your ass. That man was.
My stepfather was and is a bitch, and my real father was similar.
Yeah.
I never really knew my real father, but
I never knew mine either, so don't feel bad.
Either one of those tubby bastards would have fell from.
Yeah.
Because even after my mom left my stepdad, the one I call dad, because he's the only dad I ever remember, he was still my dad, even when my mom wasn't even married his ass no more.
Toy Man's Bar and Grill.
Hey,
Fish off.
man.
Welcome
What's
to
up,
the
bro?
show. Yeah, we're just hanging. We're talking. Now we're on boxing. God, we went from beer
Beer to beer to
No,
drug.
we went from beer to
Manly
leaving
stuff.
comments on purchase items.
Manly.
I was hoping my brother would come up here. I sent him an email.
Okay.
I don't know why he won't do that.
Well, one of these days, maybe we'll get them up.
I said we
maybe-
just hang out. You know, we don't ever really get on a subject.
I bet you I could get them up. I bet you I could sit there and go out to the Chicken Ranch, which is a whorehouse in Pahrump, and do a live show there, and that would get them up.
Maybe so, but his girlfriend might know.
Come on, it's a joke.
Yeah, you get my brother up on a live chat with a whorehouse.
Cap's laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Oh,
That worked
Well,
for
I
me.
don't know why he can't take 2 hours out of his time, to come up and chat with us, at least for a little while. I don't know why he won't do that. And I said,
He's got better weed to smoke.
Hey, go Fish. Hey, Ron.
yeah.
he does that vaping thing.
Vaping?
Oh, okay. Well, they got vaporizers for that too.
I wonder if it's legal in Virginia yet.
What?
I don't know.
Well, Virginia is beholden of the capital of our country, so
Yeah. I
Well-
don't think it's legal in Virginia. Where isn't it legal? That's the thing.
Well, it's
Now we got more states.
Carolina,
Do we have more states than we do?
I expect
No.
it to be legal here.
It's legal here.
it's not
But
here.
here it's only medical. But this is what kills me. We've been fighting them to go recreational because let me show you. This is how it works. It's medical here. I know 5 doctors I've taught my hand. You go pay them $208, and they give you they give you a checkup, and they go, oh yeah, it'll benefit you, and they write out a little card. You get this little card, then you go down to the dispensary and you buy everything you can fucking buy.
Yep.
And to me, and they're like, well, because they consider themselves a church state here, because that's why we don't have counties, we have parishes. But the thing is, I'm like, okay, so you want recreational, but I can go give a doctor $208 and go through the bullshit of the blah blah blah, and he write a little card and I can go buy it. What's the difference?
Well, Anthony, you're in the Bible Belt, dude. I mean,
Well, I know.
Okay, are you ready,
That's the
Tom?
only reason it's
What?
probably not changed.
Tom,
You
you
still
ready?
can't buy beer on Sunday before noon.
hold it, wait. I got to present Cap.
We got rid of
Something here.
the blue law a long time ago.
Yeah, we have the blue law here. You can't buy alcoholic beverages before noon.
There you go.
I'm just gonna share screen. You ready?
Oh, yeah. I presented you.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. Well, I'm sharing screen. You don't need to present me to share screen.
We're
Okay.
ready.
There. Can you see? Or you still see me?
I'm still
Still
seeing
see
you.
you.
There we
I'm
go.
sharing screen. I'm not showing you a screen. I'm sharing screen on the
All right,
freaking-
we see the
like,
screen now. We got
on the protocol. There you go. All right.
Oh, what?
Here.
What?
Here is the legalization as follows. All these states that are blue are illegal.
Yeah.
Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, New Mexico.
That's-
Well, no, that's Arizona. And
Yeah,
then
Arizona.
this is Colorado over here.
Yeah,
This is Montana, I believe, up here.
yes, sir.
This is Michigan. I believe
Yep.
that's Illinois right there.
Yep,
And this is
that's
Maine.
Maine.
That's Vermont. That's Massachusetts. And that's New Jersey. And then
So
we got
we have North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia,
Yeah.
and those.
So the dark green ones are medical?
and this right here is Alaska where it's legal. Medicinal
Yeah.
use is the green. And that's
dark
North
green.
Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and you got what's that, Missouri and
Yeah.
Oklahoma, New Mexico there. That's what do they call it, Utah. I'm really surprised about that. Louisiana, Mississippi,
Utah.
Alabama,
Well-
and Florida, West Virginia, Ohio, high in the middle and round on both ends.
You pronounced it the
Ohio,
right way. Ohio.
Maryland,
Go fish
Delaware,
off it.
Pennsylvania, New York, New Hampshire, Connecticut. What's that? That's
Oh, damn.
Rhode Island right there. And then
You know,
Uh,
if you
legal
would,
for
this is funny. Oh, this is outrageous. I'm sorry, Cap. Go ahead.
and then the rest of them are legal for medical hold on. Illegal for any use.
Yeah.
Some of these, because there's two different shades of this type of
Hold
green
on,
or
guys.
whatever.
I'll be right back. Hang on. I keep.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I
no.
don't know why they use
Yeah, I'll be
Illegal
right
for
back.
any use is Iowa is I believe this is Iowa here. Nope, that's Nebraska.
Nebraska.
This is Idaho and Nebraska. Illegal for any use. And then
Yeah.
all these light green states are it says legal for medicinal use with a different connotation to it, I believe. There's no dispensaries, but you can get a
conditions,
prescription.
I'm sure.
Right.
So that was
Well,
one
I'm
of those would be
expecting our state to have to legalize it any minute. I'm surprised they haven't already. A lot of people use it around here.
well, yeah, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Washington D.C. does have legal marijuana.
Well,
Just recreational.
all of the states you see there together, those light green states, they're Bible Belt states. Other than Florida, they got something else going on down in Florida there, but all the other
Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee. That's what's that one there?
Alabama.
Alabama.
Is that Bama?
Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. So, if you look at this, with the
Yeah,
exception
Georgia.
of
North Carolina, South Carolina, blah blah blah.
So the dark blue states are the states that it's legal in. The light green states are the states that it's illegal in, and the dark green states are the medical marijuana states, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
The blue ones
Green ones
are
are
fully
absolutely
legal. The dark green is medical with dispensaries. The light green is medical without dispensaries where they have to send it to you. And then I think let me look. Hold on. Let me look. Right here it has it listed. Damn it.
While you're
Again, like a
on
grasshopper.
that subject. Hang on.
Okay. The light green is limited THC content. That's what it is. The distinction between the two different greens. And the periwinkle ones are decriminalized. Well, they're illegal for any use. That's what it is. And then the states that have a D on them here are decriminalized.
Okay.
So it's illegal for any use here in what you call it, freaking Nebraska, but it's been decriminalized.
So
You just
in
get
other
a fine.
words, I'm just going to get a misdemeanor fine.
Yeah, you
Slap
just get a
on.
fine. Like Connecticut. Connecticut's
Slap.
been decriminalized.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no longer a felony. Yeah.
Surprisingly.
And then I got a question for all the 52 states and the government and everything else. How many people are still in jail for pot possession,
Big time.
where your state has legalized it. Have you released
Well,
all
that's
this
why
smoke?
Trump did that reform so those people can get out.
Yeah, but then a lot of states didn't let them out. They just
I know.
so
Because the,
Come on.
the federal government has still left it up to each individual state on legalization and legislation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Too
But
bad.
the thing of it is if I'm in a state, let's say I'm incarcerated, and I'm in a state, and I got incarcerated because I had 4 pounds of pot that I was taking over to a buddy's house, and I was dumb, got pulled over, and everything else. The whole nine yards. And now I'm in jail, for this because they accused me of distribution and everything else. And
Big
so
tender.
so now you're in there, and so Trump said you get out. If the state legalized it, well, I'm still in. And there's a lot of states that have that, where a lot of guys are still in. Or people, let's say. Well, a lot of people are still in. And that's wrong.
Yeah. I do believe that it is wrong to keep people in jail after or in prison or whatever after a law has freaking, been passed.
A lot of these.
To freaking
ahead,
say
Kat.
that the freaking thing is now legal, but people are still being detained. I think that's wrong.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you let prisons go private and still government. And now the private companies pay the local mayors and the governors to say no.
Yeah.
Because you got to realize
the private
they're not
companies.
going to let everybody out, because the fact is, for everybody they got in there, they make money.
Yeah, that's it. The private companies, every soul or body that's in that jail, they make money on it. They make their money on how many people are in prison. So
And that's more money.
In Virginia,
That's more money they get off of me and you paying taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
In Virginia, I know the highways up there are privatized, except like the federal highways.
Well, give me an example.
They are making them in off of those highways because they build all those highways. Now they're charging tolls, and I'm hearing that people are getting charged like $8, to go from one city to the other up there. And that's the state privatized all that. That's a private owner, and the prisons, jails are private up there too. But it's like making buku of money off of that, and that's one of the reasons I don't live there. I don't like that, because down here it's public.
Where, David? Where?
Like roads.
David, what are you talking about?
Where?
Norfolk, Virginia Beach.
Oh, Virginia. Oh, well, Virginia's a mess anyway.
That's why I don't live in
I'm sorry, but
I moved away from there.
Pat, Virginia's a mess because of what's located in Virginia.
I understand that. You're not speaking Chinese to me, bud. I know.
It is a mess. I wouldn't live.
Can I speak Thai? Kun Sabai Di? Sabai Jai?
Don't you freaking talk sexy to me.
Oh. I just asked you how you were doing in Thai and answered I'm doing fine.
Yeah, I don't know Thai.
Oh, well.
Okay, hurry back, fishy. Anyway, yeah, the political and metaphysical ramifications of legalized marijuana completely escape me.
And you use that magic word, political.
It's political.
If you use the word political anywhere in that sentence, and that explains.
No, the political is, and here we go. I said we'll never talk political again when I went off one time. And
okay,
and this is
less than a minute, Tom.
This is the short thing. The political is how each congressman and senator can sit there and extract X number of $1 million on letting it go.
10-4. I'm with you, Tom. That's exactly what it is.
That's it.
The whole
That's all.
If it wasn't all about money.
Yep.
Blumenthal and Joe Courtney are jackasses.
How many $1 million I can get out of this one? That's why there's a whole lot of problems.
No, the thing is, you know, they always said the reason they never legalized it because they didn't know how to tax it. That's not true. They've
Okay.
they've always known how to tax it. It's just they haven't figured out how to. They haven't figured out.
Anthony, bear with me.
Shut her down, Tom.
No, hang on. No, bear with me. I'm talking right now.
Okay.
Let
They know
Anthony
how
have the
to
floor.
tax it. They know how to tax it. The thing is, they don't know how to squeeze the money out without you fucking realizing they took it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what we got going on up here in North Carolina, nobody can, well, a lot of people I know are trying to get a COVID shot and they can't, okay? For one reason or another, they get put on hold on the phone. I've heard people being on hold for 4 hours just to
Because
get
they done told y'all they're releasing them in stages.
Okay, well, on March 10th, we're going to go into stage 3. And one of the they have 5 categories, and one of the categories is politicians, okay?
Well, they were already first.
We're going to see a radical change in this bullshit when these politicians are going to, the ones that haven't already gotten into the back door, we're going to see a radical change when these politicians are going to step forward and they're going to try to get appointments to get their COVID shots and can't get their shots.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
by the way, everybody, one more political thing, and then I'm going to freaking like dip out of here. Joe Biden is about to get lynched by the Democrat Party. Have a good night, y'all. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, God, he's gone.
He really did. He left.
Come on, you can't leave that way.
Come back on here.
Oh, he's right, though,
I'm going to
Nancy.
be on for a couple more minutes. Well, hold on.
But he's right, though, because Nancy drew up the paperwork already. Nancy already drew up the paperwork for his removal.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what we got to look forward to in our federal government? Is who's going to remove who?
No, it's actually what our federal government has turned into, and you got to think about this. And everybody has to think about this. What it's turned into is you think you put a whole bunch of kids in first grade, and remember first grade. Remember who wanted to be the dominant person in first grade, and regardless of who was elected class president or who was milk monitor or who was this in first grade, everybody wanted to be that. Well, that's what the government turned into. There are a whole bunch of first fucking graders there, and they're all trying to sit there and grab for the first shot.
I want to be hall monitor.
I want to be the bus monitor. I want to be the
want to be hall monitor. I want to be milk monitor. I want to be this. That's all they're doing. And they're all doing it to sit there and to put what? See?
Yep.
Mine's empty. Theirs are full. Theirs are real full. Theirs are so full it's ridiculous. So that's what it's come down to. I mean,
well, I don't know if it's going to do any good or not, but on the 10th, there are 5 types of, one of them is food service workers, one of them is fire and police department, one of them is first responders, but one of them on that list is politicians. And I know that shit's going to hit the fan because they're going to see what we've been dealing with for 3 months. There are people trying to
already been through them.
Hold on. Here in the state of Nevada, when they legalize it, one of the big things they were going to legalize it, they sat there and they said most of the tax money, and this thing you got to realize, most. That word right there is a politician's favorite word. Most of the tax money is going to go to the school district. Here in the state of Nevada, we got the worst fucking school district in the nation.
Well, that's why they need money, man. They bad. Wait.
If you're a casino, you're donating. You're going to give most of your money to the school district.
And the roads.
Came back up.
Yeah, they're supposed to be. They're supposed to.
And so hold on, Kat. Wait, you got to wait for me. And so then you sit there and you do it all, But these guys are just lining their pockets.
Yeah.
We as people have to go term limits, okay? Two years, you're gone. 4 years, you're gone. Hi, Crystal.
Yeah. I mean,
Hello.
we limit the president to 8 years, but we got people sitting in Congress for the last 70 years.
You know, the biggest joke, as far as I'm concerned, in the state of Nevada, as far as being a congressman for term or doing your career, is Harry Reid. This guy it was a congressman elected by the good people of the state of Nevada. Everything else, they wanted to do everything. So what does this little idiot sit there and decide to do? He sits there and decides to sit there and go, we need to change the Washington Redskins name. Now, back in my day, or when I grew up and I went through high school and everything else, I was told senators did this and congressmen did this. And congressmen protected your state. They protected your state. They were for your state and everything else. Well, what the fuck does Harry Reid need to sit there and talk about the Washington Redskins when they're in Washington and he's a Nevada state senator?
Yeah.
Fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's my opinion.
This one's for you, and this one's for the horse you rode in on.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. Oh, no, put some KY on that, Cat. Uh-oh, looks like we got an unmolding process.
We got unmolding here.
Hold on, wait.
Tom, do the budget cuts. We don't have no KY. You have to take it dry.
Oh, no. I'll buy my own KY.
You could have put some Vaseline in there.
As long as they keep paying me Social Security, I'll buy my own KY. Because it almost offsets each other.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
There we
Holy
go.
shit, is this thing ever?
Oh, that looks good.
You can drill some holes in there and put some red light bulbs in there, and it'll all be set to go.
That's good. Oh, Cap, that looks good, dude.
Ain't he pretty?
Oh, no, his name.
This thing looks awesome.
No, his
in real
name
life,
is
it looks
Huey.
freaking ow.
Captain, I'm gonna tell you, like on that video when people died, this girl was in a deal and the guy was showing her a skull head, and she goes, "But it got no ears."
This thing
Cat,
is burning
that
the
is
shit out of my
beautiful, man.
hands, just to let you know.
Oh.
Because the chemical reaction is still taking place inside.
So it's still
So-
getting all the
So put it back. Put it
All right,
back.
yeah, I'm
Don't
gonna put
damage
this
it.
down. You can unpresent me now.
Okay.
I really don't have
Cool.
anything else to show you because I can't touch the fucking thing.
That's awesome.
Drop it like a hot potato, right?
No, that's
Drop it
gonna.
like it's
You
hot,
imagine
drop
that
it
as
like
a
it's
third,
hot,
as a
drop it like
third
it's
brake
hot.
light.
Yeah, I can.
Is that the inside? What are you looking at? Oh, is that the mold?
Yeah.
And that's silicone, right?
Oh yeah.
The mold is silicone. Can you pour another one in that?
I can
Yeah,
use this
okay.
as many times as I want.
Cool.
Yeah.
I could pour another one right now if you want.
No, I only want one. There's only one third brake light on the Camaro. I don't know unless you want to decorate the whole back end with skulls.
Well, it's really up to you. You paid for the friggin' resin. So whatever, dude. I don't give a
one,
shit.
dude, just one. That's all I want is one.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
You're infringing on me on.
Well, you know, my mother was in the upholstery business. Okay, if she had a piece of furniture that a customer wanted her to do, and let's say that she needed a piece of foam to make a cushion,
Hey,
and the foam,
should I put the pepper in with the onions in the pan or just in the sauce?
okay,
Oh,
well, we're talking
okay.
about a 3 foot by 3 foot cushion, okay, in a chair.
Mhm.
All right, she'd have to buy an 8 by 3 section of the cushion of the foam. She charged the customer for the whole section of the foam. But the next customer that came along that needed a cushion, she didn't charge them for the foam. You know, that's the way you run a business like that.
Oh yeah.
If you have it, you don't charge them for it. But if you have to buy it special, yeah.
No, but David, then there are companies out there that sit there and say, granted that customer A paid for the foam, and I'm going to use it on customer B's product as a business owner, I'm still going to charge him for the foam I use.
Mhm.
That's the only way you make profit. I mean, that's money making. I mean, I understand that, and it is everything, but it is. But if you're an upholstery shop and you bring in a set of seats to me that sit there and require X number of feet of, let's say, leather, okay, and I'm going to sit because I've been shopping upholstery shops. That's why I know some of this stuff. I don't know it all yet, but they sit there and they will buy X number of feet for the leather naugahyde that you want to cover your chairs or your seats in your car. So they'll buy that, but they'll have enough left over, maybe to do one or maybe two chairs in case they screw up, or seats. And if they don't screw up, well, then they're going to take that same leather, and Joe Blow comes down the street and looks at that leather and goes, I want that. So they're going to use that same leather to do his seat, and they're going to charge him for the same leather.
Mom didn't do that. Mom was honest. You know, every customer that she got,
And the feds will roll.
material she passed it on. She wasn't
sorry.
screwing people, because what people were paying her for was her labor, the time that she put into it. She really didn't care about what the materials cost. But if she had to go out and buy a special piece of foam that was a special size, then they charged it. She charged them for it, but yet she didn't screw anybody on it. I mean, she explained it to me. She was honest about it. She had a way she did it, you know.
Okay. Well,
She was honest.
I'm getting ready to sit there and hook up to a couple of posters around the valley here.
Well, I wish
Yeah.
Mom was still in the business, because she would for you. She's still
And the thing of it is this car is going to get upholstered, but it's never going to leave my garage.
Well, I want to tell you, she sent all that stuff to her. She would upholster that, and she would A1 job on it, but she's not doing it anymore. Talking to me about it. She's going to give it all away. She still has all her tools and everything, but she said that's all going to go. Well, she's 80 years old. She'll be 80 in December. So.
Yeah.
I can relate. All right.
She had polio when she was a kid. She can't half use one of her arms, you know.
Well, we're at 3:11, and time to go.
Yeah.
You make me nervous. Throat dry. Mind is empty. Don't know why, but I saw you. It's really nothing.
Okay. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank
Bye, everybody.
I want to thank David, and I want to thank Anthony. I want to thank Captain Jerk. That skull is awesome, dude.
It's hot as hell.
Yeah. Breezy's Bike Shop, Go Fish Office, Shandog. We're all going, and everybody have a good weekend, and we'll pick you up next Friday. Stay safe, stay clean, and enjoy your life. Goodbye,
Later.
everybody.
Thank you.